XRP, we start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. There is no much different, and as we can see, we are within this correction. And if we refer to my last analysis when exactly the price was here, we mentioned we can expect to see the daily correction. And the only question is how deep this correction can be, because at this point 2.9 is a support. Okay, because if the price could break the 2.9, then we can look for 2.37 and even 1.97, because we can, if the price couldn't break this one soon and we see the breakout of 2.9, we can expect this correction to be similar to what we have here, turn to a flat, and before we see the continuation. All right, and this is what we can expect at this point. All right, and the question is, if the price continue from here following by divergence, this is the reason so why we can expect, even if the price continue from here following by a divergence, we can expect the next drop or the corrections to be similar to what we have here. Okay, to make it very simple, at this point we cannot confirm, because the price could tag all-time high, but the correction is below the all-time high, which is 3.3. If you remember, in my last analysis I mentioned I prefer to see the daily correction above the all-time high, because it can give us a better confirmation that the price can continue fast and we can expect to see the breakout of the 4.2. But from what we can see here, if the price, first of all, if the price continue from here following by divergence, still we can expect to see the deep correction similar to what we have here. To make it very simple, if we are within this correction with the breakout of 2.9, we can look for 2.37 following by 1.97. We can expect this one to a running flat before we see the continuation. This is what I want to see, is that. And for me, I don't see any trade setup at this point, but if we get any opportunity for buy based on lower time frame within this correction, we will take it. And we have to be quite careful, because we can expect this one turn to deep correction. Again, that's why I mentioned my last analysis. We prefer to see the daily correction above the all-time high. This is what I explained. All right. Then that's why right now we have to be quite careful. I mentioned how deep this correction can be, and still we can expect the price retest 2.9. If the price dropped and tagged 2.9, there was no breakout, any reversal as a flag based on 1 hour chart, we will take the trade. And even based on 4 hour chart, I don't see any trade setup. It doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. All right. The only thing is how we can look for trade and what we can expect. Okay, that's why at this point we have to take the trade setup. Simply we cannot take the trade because we don't want to buy at the all-time high and then we see drop and it turn to a deep correction. Okay, and based on 4 hour chart I don't see any trade setup. And if I move to 1 hour chart, from what I can see here, I cannot consider as a flag unless we see the flag here before we see the continuation. From what I can see here, I think we can expect the price at least drop to this low or tag 2.9. That's why we have to be quite careful. Anyway, I don't see any trade setup yet. We prefer to wait, and with the breakout of the all-time high, we can expect 4.2 following by 5.4, but the target I'm looking for is 5.4 and above, somewhere between 5.4 and 6. Any range between 5.4 and 6 is the best I'm looking for at this point. And if we move to weekly chart, similar explanation. Okay, and as I mentioned, I don't see any trade setup. We prefer to wait. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update or any new information, then I will share. Thanks.